An FX 6300 with a Sapphire RX 470 overclocked to 1300 megahertz on the core, 1850 on the VRAM, running stock CPU clock speeds with a Cryorig H7 Plus cooler. I have replaced the fans with the Cryorig Performance from the Balance that come with them. Got a $15 Amazon Light Strip 2-pack in there. It comes with 2 strips, a controller, or if you have a motherboard that has a header for it, a header, in the Thermaltake Versa H18 tempered glass. I've got 8 gigabytes of DDR3 at 1600 megahertz. Those are G.Skill. All this is being ran off of the Gigabyte GA78 LMT USB 3 revision 2 motherboard, micro ATX, with a Thermaltake TR2 600 watt dual 12 volt power supply. And well, here goes nothing. I had upgraded from an FX 6300, and just because, well, for the game I play, World of Warcraft primarily, it's still valid for all of that. But here it goes. There she is in all her glory, lit up, looking oh so pretty. I have a program on here called SpeedFan to help adjust the fans so they aren't loud. But there's SpeedFan, automatic, there's CPU, there's front fans. These guys are, all these are pretty much doing nothing. So if we come up here and we turn this off, and you watch these guys, go ahead and ramp them up. I don't know how well you can hear that, but it obviously does work. And the same goes with the front fans. They aren't as loud. They're the Thermaltake Rings 12 with the blues. And overall, I have to say, the performance of this compared to the FX 6300, it's a whole lot nicer than what you would normally expect. We'll go ahead and open up Cinebench so you can see what goes on in that. This is great for CPU, OpenG, GL for your what have you and whatnot. And my last score, I don't know how well you can see that right there. It's a 639 compared to my previous 418. And boy, oh boy, look at those 8 threads roll. This is technically a quad-core CPU, but they consider it as an 8-core because each core module out of the 4, there's 2 cores within each one, and they share the same cache and whatnot per 2 cores, or per core. However that goes, I'm pretty sure you guys know this a little bit better. I promised y'all videos yesterday. A little bit delayed with family and whatnot, but yeah, overall it's holding up really nicely. Again, I am running stock clock speeds. My motherboard can't handle it, but later on down the line, here within the next 3 to 4 weeks, I'll be doing a Ryzen build. And actually this time we came up a little bit higher on our clock speed. So we're doing pretty good there. I'm not going to do your single core because that'll take a little bit longer. But overall, thermals are, yeah, thermals are doing just fine. Our core's sitting at 28 Celsius, fan speed running at 38% on the cooler. And man, oh, and I did have with the RAM that you see in there, those two guys. That's an aftermarket RGB cover. As you can see, my nasty wiring coming down here. But overall, I do like this little $15 setup here. I am currently rocking my 16:9 panel. I plan to get a 1080p later on down the line. But overall, people always knock the FX processors. Y'all need to quit that. They're still relevant and they can still handle well. Even an FX 6300, it still handles really nicely. And for gaming, my bare minimum I tend to hover around the 30 FPS for playable, because, well, that's what I was used to with my old Phenom X4820 out of a stock OEM system. Here we got the WoW loading in. I'll come back to y'all when we got the character going. We'll go on a Lobby. But yeah, the load speeds aren't bad overall. Sorry for the shaky camera. Now on WoW, if you want to check your frame rates without, if you don't have an extra panel, you can hover down here to check it. But what I like to do is Control R. It brings it right down here. Now, just to go over my settings for you. These are my current configurations. Textures at high, X16 anisotropic, projected features are enabled. View, environment, detail, and ground clutter all at 8. I always dump my shadow qualities at low. And whatnot. Liquid detail good, sun shafts are high, particle density SSAO, those two are at ultra. Your depth effects, lighting quality, and outline modes are set to high. We go under advanced. I am running DX12. Physics are player only. GPU, normally I have this set down here. I usually turn my foreground max and my background max off. MSAA is off. Post AA is off. Resamples, there is no resample, so it's pretty much off. Multi-sample alpha test is enabled, as well as triple buffering. Not really needed, but yeah. Same, but overall, it holds up pretty well on its own. Now, we'll just leave that there for a second, and I'll show you guys the box, because why not? This is your stock box. Comes with all your special details. You get a view of your chip right there. I put the FX63 in here just to keep it cool. Don't want any bent pins. So, if we go open this guy up, it does come with a little sticker that goes right here, but as y'all probably noticed, if you haven't, I stuck that right there for the heck of it. But yeah, nice clamshell. Comes with your basic manual, and within this big guy right here, this is AMD's not so poor, but kind of poor excuse of a stock cooler. I do wish the fan, if y'all have ever had a stock Phenom, you know what I'm talking about. The fan's pretty big, especially in an OEM system. It handles better. We got, looks like 4 heat pipes rolling on this. It's a lot nicer of a cooler than what I was anticipating. Still 4-pin. It's just I don't know how it gets its job done with that. I'll have to do a video later on down the line. For the thermal paste I am using right now, it is, I did have the CryoRig paste on there, but I went ahead and got rid of that. Let's see if I can actually put this back in the cloth right. I got rid of that just because, well, I didn't have any more. I would have loved to keep using it because their CP7 works wonders. But right now, what's in there is your standalone Arctic Silver MX4. And my daughter won't get away, or get in the way. Haha. We do have in here, some parts in here will be going to the new Ryzen build while I wait on a bracket for that cooler, because I still plan to use that. It's so nice. But in here is your Phenom, or is my Phenom X4820 on the stock OEM motherboard with Windows 10. It's got some mix match RAM of 16 gigabytes. We have an XFX dual dissipation R7 360 with a Thermaltake Smart 500 non-RGB power supply. For peripherals, we got the Logitech G430 and these handsome devils, which my wife actually got me, and it came with the mouse pad too, which I kind of like. And I don't know if y'all remember it, but the first time you get a mechanical keyboard, it's just, oh, it's Red Dragon K552 BB Gaming Essentials. It comes with a headset, comes with your splitter because your headset comes with the mic, of course. It's just a simple run-of-the-mill desk and whatnot, but overall, you know, it's not a bad little gaming setup here. Yeah, so later on I will be doing a video on this rig and how to install that cooler. There are plenty of videos because how to install the H7 or the Quad Lumi that Bitwit does. They're essentially the same installation path for any of your H7 coolers. It all installs the same. I am curious though, because when I do get my new bracket in for AM4 compatibility, I will compare it to the current backplate situation and the current mounting situation to see if it's honestly necessary or if it really did come in box, because I got this cooler before Ryzen came, before first gen Ryzen hit. But other than that, hopefully y'all enjoyed the video, and take care.